Alright guys, didn't do a wrap-up video last night and I apologize. Barely have a voice today. The whole family's got what I call the Ebola virus, and I've avoided it since January, but they finally got me on this road trip back to Missouri for my stepfather's passing. Being stuck in a car with sick people tends to spread, I suppose, and they finally got me. Anyway, UNXL, the reason for this call today. Now, I had an asterisk next to it on the member page because it's a thinner stock. Now, nice volume the last couple days, but overall it's a very thin stock. Anyway, 3 big days down, so I had it on Bounce Watch. A lot of shorts in this one. They've had a pretty good field day the last couple days. Well, lo and behold, so I had it on Bounce Watch, but lo and behold, it gaps up, leaving this daily candle from yesterday almost like a little island. I'll add it there. See the gap up? Anybody short from yesterday is caught. All right. All right, so let's go to 5-minute candles here. And this is what it looked like here. 5-minute candles. Here's the opening high, which I believe was 26.25, something like that. It retests it here. All right, and then puts in this little tight base. Okay. So when it looked like this, I went ahead and made the call. I knew shorts were in trouble here. It wasn't, a couple pullbacks, but it's just really holding up well. I called it a little bit arbitrary. I picked 26.10, which is probably right about there. 26.10 is my entry. My thinking, if it can get through 26.10, probably enough to get it through that high, which was, I think, 26.25, and maybe a little bit of a short squeeze. All right, so that was my thinking. 26.10, there's the trigger. Right there, and then we do get through the high of the day, and look at that, nice move. And this was what we call shape to sell into anytime you get 3 or 4 green candles in your favor. And I got, like, I don't know, $2.40 on some of my shares. I always scale out on the way up, but on some of them I got $2.40. The risk was 31 cents a share. Went from 26.10 to 28.60 at its height, and chopped around the rest of the day. So that was a real nice trade. And as far as the rest of the day, I don't have anything really to brag about, but I'll be happy to go over them. Call, a lot of shorts in this one, CALL, thin stock again, but it was gapping up, and I knew it had a lot of shorts. So I just called it over this. You had 3 red 2-minute candles. Just called it over this candle, 1688 entry, thinking it might get through the high of the day, and boom, within 3 minutes, it's up to 17.20. I'm a seller on the high of day break and break even stop on the rest, and got stopped out flat on the rest. But it was a nice little early. That was actually my first trade of the day. A nice little early trade. Had a small gainer in LIFE. LIFE had a big move yesterday. My throat's already getting ready to lose it. And so when I saw volume start to come in, see that volume spike right there? Called it a like 65.75. Because of the big move it made yesterday, and I saw volume coming in, and it went to like over 66 before coming back to the entry. It wasn't huge, but I made some money there for the group, including myself. GMCR, Green Mountain Coffee, was getting killed here. Called it long over this candle right around 55.31 right there, and it only went to 55.60 something. But again, we teach our members, sell some into that first spike, tighten up your stop to break even. So then you have very few losing trades if you do that. If you pay yourself some quickly, and then tighten up the stop on the rest. I always play defense first, so I'll call some things and they'll move up a little bit, come back to my entry, and I'll maybe make what I call a sandwich on it, and I'm back out, and then without ever hitting my stop, it'll run really nicely. And if I can't find a way back in, or if I'm not watching and it goes, they go without me. I can live. I've been doing this for well over a decade. I can't tell you how many trades that I called that ended up running without me because I took a flat. So the idea was good, didn't stop out, and they move without me. To me, it doesn't phase me anymore, and I think that's a smart way to get, if you can get your head there. I want to adjust and maybe get, not have that happen so often, but doesn't really phase me anymore. I would much rather that than have a bunch of small losing trades that can add up over time, right? So that's my goal on every trade, is to not have any losing trades. It's not possible, but I'm pretty good at scalping some, tightening up my stop, and having very, very few losing trades, and my losses are small. That's way more important than sitting there being right on something and still making no money out, watching it run without you, it's okay, because you know what? In the next 5 minutes or the next 10 minutes or the next hour, there's going to be other trades. All right. So especially in our chat room, we've got so many people working together, looking for setups, and most of us know what to look for. And so if I'm not seeing something, lo and behold, somebody else, sure enough, will post the idea, and I can still get in on it. So again, I don't have any remorse on having a stock run without me because I killed it too soon. All right, there'll always be other trades. Okay, having babbled enough there, let's see what else. Blackberry got a quick scalp. Blackberry looked like this when I called it. These are 5-minute candles. The opening high was 1505. It retested it here, retested it again here. I just called it at 1506. Very simple high of day break, thinking if it lights up the new highs ticker, might get a big pop because of the action in Blackberry lately. Anyway, 1506 was my idea. And you can see right there, it popped really quickly to 1517. I'm a seller into that first spike, tighten my stop up right there, back out. Okay, so a couple sandwiches on that one. No big deal, but I didn't lose. And it just chopped around the rest of the day. You see that a lot lately. Let's see what else. FNP had a couple okay trades, but I didn't call them in chat. FNP had this big spike. I bought some back down here on this pullback and sold some here. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch this spike. We did, somebody in the room identified it. Heck, it might have been me. I can't remember. Before it actually broke the high of the day, or it had maybe just broken the high of the day, kind of fell into what we call our Tokyo trade. If I'd have just grabbed it there like we teach, sometimes I get that deer in the headlight look because you want to make sure something's running and not going to reverse on you like the news was interpreted wrong. So anyway, I didn't grab it as a Tokyo trade, but could have made a quick $1,000 there had I. In other words, instead, I ended up making like 50 bucks on this pullback. And I also mentioned that it might work after it looked like this. Okay, you had this big spike, pullback, then you had this red candle. I asked the room, I said, does anybody like this over 1980? Didn't exactly word it like that. I used trading terminology, but basically my idea was over 1980 with a stop down below these candles. And nobody responded, so I just left it alone. And lo and behold, it would have worked. Went from 1980 to 2040. Wasn't a call. I'm not trying to claim it was, but the idea worked. And the theory is, sellers came in. It's still not back to the high of the day. You had a nice little run up here. Sellers came in right here. These are 5-minute candles. So the theory on my idea was, excuse me, if these sellers fail, right, it's probably going to push higher. So that's the theory, and you can see it right there. The sellers failed and right through the high of the day. Easy trade, and for whatever reason I didn't take it. And then really late in the day, QEP, this was what we call a Tokyo trade. I called it as it started up. This candle wasn't complete yet. I called it at 29.85 as the volume started to come in. And that's a pure play, what we call a Tokyo trade in chat. You see volume coming in, especially if it's down near the lows of the day. I love that. So you say, hey, that might be news, and I've got a really tight stop. 29.85 was the entry, 29.77 stop, so 8 cents risk, and 5, 10, 15 minutes later, it's up at 30.15. So what is that, like 30-cent move on 7 cents risk, something like that. And it was a nice little trade, and we're selling, and I sold most right into this green line here, which coincides with 15-minute candle, 20-period moving average. Great place to sell some, and that worked. So I think that was all the calls from today. So I'll quit babbling. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.